Welcome back to our ABC News Live ongoing breaking news coverage of Hurricane Idalia as it continues. The storm now a Category 1, moving into Georgia after, well, wreaking all kinds of havoc all across Florida.
The hurricane initially made landfall around 7:45 this morning as a major Category 3 storm in the region of Florida that hasn't been hit by a storm this strong since 1896.
And as the hurricane loses strength heading into South Carolina, a lot of the damage is already done across Florida currently. More than 285,000 customers. Actually, it's a lot more than that now. That's almost reaching 500,000 in the Sunshine State as we've been following the updated numbers. Let's get straight to St. Petersburg now. The president of Duke Energy in Florida, Melissa Satius, joining us now.
Melissa, thanks for being with us. I know it's a very busy day, but we're really glad we have you because you're such a critical voice and perspective here. Duke Energy serves almost 2 million electric retail customers, I guess, across the St. Petersburg, Clearwater, and Orlando. That's what our research is telling us. How are they doing? How many are without power? And just give us a sense of what the situation is.
Thank you. Yes, Duke Energy Florida serves 35 counties in the state, and many of them are along the Gulf Coast where the hurricane came in. And right now we have about 50,000 customers who are without service. Since the storm started to make itself present in the state, we have restored about 80,000 customers. So we have about 5,000 resources that we have brought in, including line personnel, vegetation management, support personnel. All of them are staged, ready to go. They're moving out, beginning assessment of the damage and beginning restoration as well.
So how did you even prepare for this? We always want to know how this goes because it seems like the number one thing that we're always talking about are the people that lose power, and then the water comes in, and with all the down power lines, that becomes dangerous. Even though the storm may come through, you've got the threat even if you step outside, right, with down power lines and water. So how did you prepare for this, and how do you think it went, and what were the challenges this time around? I mean, it was a historic storm.
It is a historic storm. So we prepare all year long. For this particular event, we activated our teams on Friday. So all through the weekend, we began the planning, bringing in resources, using data, meteorological data to identify what kind of resources that we would need. So the teams have been all in. And of course, that also includes identifying where we would stage resources as well, and beginning to communicate with our customers about preparation, which is one of the early messages that we need to, and we do convey leading into the storm. And, you know, your reporters who were out in the field, as I've been watching and listening to them, I will just reemphasize for all citizens across Florida and other states that are dealing with the impacts of this storm, staying away from downed power lines, staying away from debris in the roads, flooded areas. Energized lines are not always sparking. They are often very silent, but they can be very deadly. And so we really want everyone to come out of this as safe as possible. We'll do our job and get the power back on. In some places, we may have to rebuild facilities, but we're very confident that we're going to be able to do that in a very timely manner because we want our customers to get back to living their lives.
Absolutely, and get back safely. That's a great alert to put out to people that power lines aren't always like they are in the movies, sparking and dangerous. They can just be lying there. And I want to ask about the crews, how you are sending the crews out, where and when to put them, and also about your team. You just mentioned your preparations. You know, this is a major challenge for you. You're in Florida. You've dealt with it before, but what are people sleeping at the office? How does that work when you have to put this much manpower, woman power into this challenge? How do you feel about how the team has had to face this?
So at Duke Energy, every employee has a storm role. So again, as we train all year for this, but I think also it's important because Florida is a peninsula, the mutual assistance and the way that the utilities, whether large or small, work together through events like this is really critically important. It's how we determine how we can share resources. If one area or company has completed its restoration, we can move resources to another that still is going through the process. So everyone has a storm role. We're 100% focused on it, but we really do work closely with the governor, with the state emergency operations, and all of our county EOCs, our emergency operating centers, law enforcement, fire rescue. Those relationships are critical for all of us to be successful for our customers and our citizens.
Melissa Satius, president of Duke Energy there in Florida. Sure appreciate your time. I know it's been quite busy for you. Thanks, Melissa.
Absolutely. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.